Today's adventure brings me to Market Street in downtown Celebration, Florida. As a recording of this, it is Monday, February 20th, about 10 minutes until 9 a.m. Celebration Theater right over there, the spires heading up to the sky. The sun is already formulating itself up into the air at this hour. Lake Reinhard. It is good to be back. I was gone a month. I was gone 28 days out of Florida, and now I'm back at an appropriate time. Welcome everyone. TheDailyWoo here, wearing an appropriate hat, wearing an appropriate t-shirt, and consuming a piping hot caffeinated beverage. I am excited, not only because of the fact that I am getting caffeine into my veins, but the Tampa Bay Rays, my favorite baseball team, are spring training for the first time, as far as I can think, in the history of their organization at Disney Wide World of Sports. Pitchers and catchers reported a few days ago, but today is the first full squad, meaning the entire team and staff will be there. 5 minute commute from my homestead here. I'm inviting you to join me. Raise up. Shall you? It's good to be back, Big the Foot. It's good to be back. I missed you too. Talking to an air freshener. But then again, I also talk to power poles, so it kind of makes sense. It is good to be back for a while. Okay, yeah, it is ESPN Wide World of Sports. I knew it was Wide World of Sports, but I was kind of guessing on the ESPN. So yeah, ESPN Wide World of Sports here at Disney World. Does that say Rays? Ah, Rays! Oh, I am excited about this. I'm not really sure where it is. I don't know if it's over there or farther up. I don't know where I'm going. All right, now evidently there are a couple different things going on here today. Not just the spring training baseball, but there's something else going on over here, and I believe spring training baseball is over here in this stadium. There's quite a few people out here, but there's, like I said, there's another couple different events going on. Okay, it's a little bit of a walk. So if you're planning on coming out from the parking lot to where they're going to be practicing, you have to go through the main stadium. Not in the main stadium, you go through kind of a pretty good amount of walkway, and then you end up going around to the outskirts of the main stadium, and then you're on this little practice field over here, and there's also a soccer field where that is the other event that is taking place. They're just finished up a soccer game over here. I believe there's like some youth leagues and whatnot, and they said the players aren't out yet, but they're going to be on fields 2, 3, and 4. I talked to one of the cast members. It's kind of neat to say cast member because they're wearing the cast member name badges. I'm at Disney, about to watch the Rays warm up and practice. All right, it appears as if there is a courtesy stop if you so choose. If you need to take a motorized vehicle, there is a courtesy stop that they could take you around. I haven't seen any, but evidently according to that sign there are. The players are not out here. This is kind of nice for me too, because Tropicana Field, if I go to a Rays home game, it's at least a 2-hour drive from my place. So this is nice that it's just right here to see the players. According to one gentleman, he was saying fields 2, 3, and 4. This field here, they do have some MLB stuff placed up in some buckets full of balls and stuff, and there's a few people searching for autographs over there too, so I'm thinking maybe they're going to be here momentarily at some point. Now, I'm not a huge autograph guy, and I'm not going to go out of my way to, wait and see players and kind of like try to get autographs, but I did bring a few cards, brought a couple Sharpies. If it's the vibe is just really laid back and really cool, and the players are signing very easily, and it's not like a super stressful, inconvenience type of thing to try to kind of get my way to the front with a lot of people to try to get some signatures, I will. But I brought a few cards, but autographs really aren't the most important thing to me. But if it's super simple, and sometimes at spring training it is, I might get a few signatures. Okay, this is looking like it makes a little more sense. You got restricted access over there, which you can't go that way. So everyone can kind of just formulate over in this little area. You can see there's not really a whole heck of a lot of people here. I mean, even the turnout at Tropicana Field sometimes is lackluster. So I would imagine for the opening of spring training 2 hours from St. Pete, it's probably just going to be like the diehards, and then those who are just like, autograph hounds. So this is going to be a good, cool vibe for me. Some of my favorite players from last year's have moved on. Brett Phillips is gone. He went about 3/4 of the season last year, and G-Man has kind of also also moved on. Wander's still here. Fairbanks is still here. Yondi's still here. Manny Margot's still here. Of course, Randy, Rookie of the Year, still here. Last year, the year before. Bruhan plays for the Durham Bulls, but they bring him up a lot of times. Of course, Rasmussen almost threw a perfect game. Went to the 9th inning of a perfect game last year. Josh Lowe, Glass now. Of course, Sugar Shane, Clanahan. As stated, if I get these signed, cool. If not, no big deal. It's going to be a little unusual and a little weird not having KK, Kevin Kiermaier, and of course Brett Phillips on the team this year. They were, I don't say the heart and soul of the team, but they were like, when you thought of the Rays, you thought of those two players. A lot of players are returning from last year. A lot are gone, even though sometimes even through the course of a season, you can almost have the tide of the team will change considerably with injuries. Players on the IL, players coming up from the minor leagues, up and down. It's really a complex game of chess in a lot of ways, baseball is. But having those two guys gone, and of course G-Man gone, a little unusual, but a lot of the key players are still around. I just talked to a cast member. He was saying they're probably over in the main stadium doing some press stuff because this is the first full squad day. Earlier they were in the batting cages, but soon they will be making their way out over to the fields. Oh, it looks like this is the place to be. There's like some people up here on the top of these little bleachers looking down into the stadium, see who's walking by. Definitely a lot of people looking for autographs. I just like the vibe, more about the vibe. It's just so cool being here. I think that's Wander right there. Wander! What's up, buddy? Awesome. Got a little wave from the Wander boy, Wander Franco. I was going to sign for some people too. That's awesome. All right, it appears there's a little congregation of a crowd over here where all the players are walking into the practice fields. It almost looks like things are about to get started over here. You can see some of the news crews and some of the official media that's lining up over here to get some of the angles and stuff, and the players are kind of walking in, documenting the first day here, a full squad day here at Wide World of Sports at Disney. Tampa Bay Rays and Disney. This guy's just running along briskly with the bat. And this guy's backing up. I just point out the obvious, that's what I do. This guy's got a microphone. Yeah. Now it's not just the Tampa Bay Rays, but it's also their farm team. So they got the Durham Bulls are out here, the Montgomery Biscuits are out here, the 1A team, they're all out here as well. I think maybe these players over here might be the Bulls or the Biscuits as well. And with the soccer games going on these fields, kind of walk up here and just see exactly who's over. See if these are the farm teams or not. See what players are over here. Well, you know what? Some of these players might be. Yeah, I think they just like they kind of like mixed squad with everybody that's out here. See if I recognize anybody. Obviously, during spring training, they don't put the names on the back of their jerseys. Or the back of their shirts, I should say. Oh, there's Wander right there. Round at first, Wander Franco. He always wears the bright shoes. He has the bright pink shoes on. Kind of tough to tell, but I think that might be Isak Paredes over at third over there, getting some ground balls. walk back up to these bleachers and I'm looking into the main stadium over there. You can even see there's some players even over in the main stadium also. Looks like they're using a total of 4 fields right now. Main stadium, this one, that one over there, and this one. Nice. All right, now move back over to this area where it looks like a lot of players. Everyone's just kind of transferring from field to field. So you got over here and then over to here as they're walking across. I completely understand how a lot of players, they kind of won't even like, some of them will, oh look, Wander's always signing. Wander's over there signing too, but a lot of players will kind of like look the other way. Obviously it's, you know, they're here for a job. They're not here to like completely sign autographs, but notice how they all just kind of look one way as they're just kind of like going that way. You know, they're like kind of tunnel vision because they want you to make eye contact. You kind of have to commit to go over there. And Wander, I must say, Wander's over there in the corner signing. How awesome is that? One of the best players for the Rays. Signing. A lot of signing, which is great.
He's going to get you, Will.
Class hat, thank you.
Thank you, Wander.
Wander.
Thank you very much. Good job, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Wander, gracias. Jugador favorito del nene mío. Gracias, gracias. Ya hablo aquí cuando pueda. Cuando salga, no sé. Un consejo es lo mejor que te puedo pedir. Un consejo para el nene de 10 años. Tengo uno.
And again, I did have a a couple Wander Franco cards, but I just didn't want to get into the mix over there. You know, obviously if it works out again, maybe I'll pull the Sharpie out, but it's just kind of cool to see the players signing, especially one of the best players of the Rays, kind of the future of the face of the Rays for the next series of years.
Go. Need a ball. Go. Go. Ah, come on.
Oh, he gave his bat away.
Well, I Wander, thank you so much. Really, that's going on.
No, pero ¿dónde está mi bate?
Para la próxima.
Ryan has the Dame guante.
Now I do see Jose Siri over there, but I haven't seen Randy Rosarini yet. I haven't seen Manny Margot. I haven't seen Harold Ramirez. I mean, they could be at one of the other fields, or maybe they're in the main stadium, but still quite a few people I have not seen. And a lot of the pitchers, of course, obviously I haven't seen. They're probably in a different area. One thing I find kind of interesting is they do not have any merchandise over here in this area, or food or beverages, snacks, drinks, anything like that in the spring training little quadrant of the 4 fields. This field, that field, that field, and of course this field, which is being used today for soccer. And so I guess over in the main area where I walked in, so I parked way over here, got to go through and around the stadium and then up this way and then around this way. So maybe on the way out I'll check for some merchandise, but there's, you know, this little stand right here. You could easily have some, for some mashup merch of not only Disney but also the Rays. Kind of like they did the press conference. I noticed when they did the press conference they had Mickey ears on the press table when they were, you know, last week when they were kind of announcing all of it, the pitchers and catchers reported. But since then I haven't really seen anything alluding to the fact they're at Disney other than actually being at Disney. No merchandise or anything. And here walks up Kyle Snyder, the pitching coach of the Rays. Jose Siri, center fielder. Kind of took over for Kiermaier in a lot of ways. Kiermaier left. He was the center fielder. Jose came in like the 3/4 through the way of the last season. I'm not even sure what time all this kind of winds down. I don't know if this is like a full day or what it is exactly, but it seems like really this is the only field that's left where there's anybody over. I haven't even seen Kevin Cash today. Yeah, it seems like most of the players are not getting on golf carts or walking away over at the other end. A few players signed, not all of them. So he's going to pick someone up maybe. Somebody gave Siri a soccer ball.
God bless you, man.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's basically probably the end of this. It seems like at least the fields are clearing out. Maybe they're heading over to the batting cages for a little BP. And off they go.
José!
José, por favor!
José, el bate!
And the grounds crew is out, moving over from one field to the next. I think that's probably it. It really wasn't a long time frame of the spring training here for the first day. Yeah, it looks as if those are the batting cages over there. See a few players in there. I think that kind of wraps it up though for the main focus of the spring training. First spring training day, see a lot of players going back to the locker rooms now too. I'll check out the merchandise and then see if I can maybe go around that other side at some point on the way out. There's only one game being played here for the spring training, for the Rays spring training. That's at the end of the month. I believe it's already sold out. Unless you get third-party tickets, I believe, but it's against the Yankees, so it's going to be probably going to be pretty packed. But I wish they were playing more than just one game. But after the end of this month, their spring training tenure here ends, and then they're heading, doing the rest of them at the Trop. Which I don't know if I probably won't go down to Tropicana Field to their spring training, the second, end of March. Maybe, but I doubt it. Oh, there are the flags over there. Center field at ESPN Wild World of Sports. The gate is closing. And there's a few autograph seekers over here that have stood over in this area trying to get some last minute autographs. So maybe the players were going to come out of that door? I don't know. And I am now going to walk over. You cannot go into the actual stadium itself, but you can walk over down this little corridor. They do have the merchandise store that is open. So I'm going to peek in the merchandise store and see if I can find anything that possibly is related to the Rays being here at Disney. It's a slim chance, but you never know. Maybe it'll happen. There are some Mickey Mouse baseballs, which is pretty cool. There's Mickey's face on the side of this baseball right there. And of course you got Minnie down here, and you got Mickey Mouse not in a baseball uniform or with a baseball cap on, but there is a prominent amount of Mickey and Minnies, and then you got the baseball bats and the balls right here. Now if it was game day, you could, it says legends are made here. If it was game day, you could walk right past home plate and then out to the field itself. And the thing that's kind of neat is, because this is Disney, you can do pin trading here at Tampa Bay Rays spring training if you so want to choose to do some pin trading. Check that out. Truthfully though, it's kind of strange that they don't have anything like a mashup of like a Rays cap like this that has Wide World of Sports Disney World on it. I think that's a missed opportunity. That's just my opinion. Maybe they'll have it. Maybe they'll have it for the games. Maybe on the game day they'll have something. But as I'm walking out, as you go out the main entrance, I tried to get a little for posterity, a little photo with my Rays gear on in front of the Globe, the Wide World of Sports ESPN Globe. and then kind of, you know, obviously no game today, and they weren't really even doing like a scrimmage or anything like that when they kind of like match up and play each other, you know, the inter squad team where they have like this, you know, playing any gameplay or anything like that. It was basically just practice, a little batting practice, a little catching practice, pitching practice, things like that. But all in all, pretty fun time. Back in the mid-90s, I used to work for the Astro spring training in Kissimmee at Osceola County Stadium. And even when I wasn't like working there, I would go to a lot of spring training there. You know, I've been to Plant City, I've been to Lakeland, I've been to a lot of spring training stuff, but this is the closest in proximity to where I've ever lived. 5 minutes, well, 7 minutes, let's call it, from my place in Celebration, Florida, to where the Tampa Bay Rays are spring training till the end of the month. Pretty awesome. That was a pretty good day. I will say I'm slightly oh, there's a bird right in the way there. There's a big stork. Excuse me, bird. I am a little disappointed that they did not have any, you know, collaboration type of merch. I'm just gonna go around you, stork. Thought maybe they would embrace it a little bit more. Maybe on the Rays side, maybe on the Disney side, they didn't have the rights to do that because they are only here like 9 or 10 days, less than 2 weeks. But man, it'd be cool to own some Rays Disney gear. If that happens, I'm on board. Hey, there's Donald going by. Never thought I would see Donald 3 feet, well, not 3 feet, a few hundred yards away from some of the Rays players. But you know, sometimes things just work out in a way that you're not expecting them. Last time, I had to go all the way down to Port Charlotte for spring training, which is another hour farther than St. Pete, where Tropicana Field is. And come to think of it, it was kind of different that there was no snack bar area over where they were practicing as well. That was kind of interesting. There's also quite a few players that I did not see. Obviously, I may have been off the radar. They may have been in the backstage area or whatnot, or maybe I just missed them in the transition going between field to field. But I didn't see Harold Ramirez. I didn't see Pete Fairbanks. I didn't see Jason Adam, one of my favorite relief pitchers. Didn't see Randy Arozarena. Didn't see Manny Margot. Maybe they weren't there today. I thought every player was supposed to report today, but if they were there, I didn't see Kevin Cash. So yeah, of course it's not the only day. They're there for a series of days. So I was thinking, car needs brakes. These sleeves are pretty good. You can cram a bunch of cards down there. It's like got like 6 or 7 stacks of cards in each of these sleeves. I did get one autograph. I feel like I kind of really, I'm not, like I said, I'm not an autograph guy. I don't know if I'm going to take cards to spring training or any games anymore. I normally don't, but I figured today, heck it, I'm going to bring some cards. But then I saw some of the players signing. I just figured it wasn't really that vitally important for me to really take up the time for them to sign. So I don't know if I'm going to bring any more cards. I like collecting cards, but I don't really know if I want to get all my cards signed. Now I do have quite a wide variety of Tampa Bay Ray hats, and this would have been really good on the bill. So maybe I'll bring my Sharpie. I'll bring a Sharpie to each game or training, or because I'm going to go to a lot of games during the course of the season at the Trop and then away games. And maybe I can get a player, if I really like a player, maybe I can get them for good luck on the bill. But I don't think I'm going to do the whole card thing. Just, I don't know, not my thing. And it seems like majority of people there were pretty much like autograph hounds trying to get autographs. I would say, yeah, pretty much everywhere there. I mean, it's definitely a great spot to get some signatures. I just cannot wait to watch some baseball. It was kind of neat to see the players like warming up and doing their practices and whatnot. But I am ready for baseball season and spring training games too. I've noticed when it comes to collecting things, especially even baseball cards, a lot of it has to do with autographs. You go to a baseball card shop, it's mostly autographed cards now more than just like the wax packs and things. Back when I used to collect in the 80s and 90s, it was all about the cards, but now it's all about having the signatures on them, which I kind of understand, but I also kind of don't understand. Sometimes you can even go to a baseball card shop and buy a pack of cards instead of being like 10 or 12 or 16 or 8, whatever the normal amount is. It's like 3 cards for like 15, 20 bucks, just like random cards that are signed. The players will sign them before they even go in the package themselves. So I guess it's just an autograph world now. Back to where I began this morning. Hey, kind of a short and sweet video. Kind of nice being able to be out the road for so long, to have a day that kind of ends before it gets too late into the evening hours. Because I definitely have some things to take care of now that I am back. I was gone for 28 days, 4 weeks, and you know, when you're away from home that long, Sometimes you have, you know, when you're gone away from your place for a full month, there's stuff that you have to do. So it's kind of nice to have just I guess like the players. I thought maybe they would go till like late afternoon, but they really just went till around 2 o'clock, 1 or 2 o'clock. Some lily pads down here. Ooh, I gotta see if the gators are out here. There's a bird over there right in the middle of the water. Take a look at that. Right there. Wings spread out. Hello, bird. Just enjoying the sunny day. Yes, I realize I'm now back in Florida with the sun. It's not really hot, but that sun is permeating. I think it's like in the 70s today, but it definitely feels warmer. Spring training baseball, at least the training aspect. The games have not started yet. Baseball for 2023 is here, and I am very excited about it. I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling this year. I'm going to be going to Tropicana Field quite a bit, but I've also got more than a dozen new stadiums slotted or allotted for this year. I've been doing a lot of traveling. I'm going to use those games. You know, I'll go to a game, but then I'll do other stuff around a city. You know, stay like a week in every place. You know, at least a series of days. Look, there's stairs down here. I never realized there's like stairs. You can kind of see them, and the stairs go down into the water down there. Take a look at that. Well, that's going to do it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Raise up. The vlog is over.